And welcome back, rally fans. We are talking M Sport, and we've got a couple of interesting articles to talk about because, let's be honest, the M Sport team, they are still very much rookies. Josh McLaren in his basically his first full season, sorry. It's Gregor Munster that is in his second full season, and let's be fair, they're not really as good as maybe even M Sport had hoped. They haven't even got a podium. I kind of understand that. In a way, there's people suggesting that the M Sport car maybe is not as good as last year. The big difference is they don't have someone like a Formo. Having said that, the WRC team boss has praised his drivers. And this is from rallyjournal.com. Yes, they're talking about their weekend in Central Europe, as usual, was a challenging one, as is the case in pretty much every weekend involving M Sport, sadly. So McLaren finished 7th overall in the rally, as we know, while Gregor Munster showed a reasonably promising pace at the beginning of the event. There we go. However, Munster damaged his car already on the 5th special stage, and the rest of the rally was mainly about him just bringing the car home. Oh dear. Yeah, self-inflicted there. But M Sports team principal Richard Warner, nevertheless, they're talking about he did find some positives. So what are they? Well, he said, it's been a challenging weekend, but one with plenty of positives. Both drivers showed real progress, especially Josh, who matched his best ever result, and he continues to grow in confidence. Milner also praised Munster, who displayed good speed, especially on the Sunday. Munster was 8th in Sunday's classification and beat his teammate on that day. Nice. So Gregor's pace on Sunday showed what he's capable of, and the team worked hard to keep both cars running smoothly across what was 3 very different countries. Only 2 rallies remain in this season's World Rally Championship. Yeah, and what a championship it's turning out to be. But first comes the event in Japan, and that's going to be at the beginning of November, a couple of weeks from now. Not even that now, I think. And then we got the season finale at the end of November. But let's have a look at Munster. Now, Dirtfish have an interesting article about Munster. And he's saying he's finding it tricky to judge himself. Well, shall we judge him? Exceedingly average, maybe? Is that harsh? I don't know. But inexperienced teammates and team's limited development budget combine to leave M Sport driver lacking benchmark. Now, I don't know if their development budget this year was different to last year. If you remember last year, Formo was generally getting good podiums, and it wasn't just luck. He was that good. Now, he nears the end of what his second season, and let's be fair, I think this season has been more disappointing for Gregor Munster than last season. Now, for his debut season in a Rally 1 car, he had the benefit of Adrian Formeau, and I imagine they're asking, is the fact that Josh McLaren is in the car with him having a negative effect because of the experience setting the car up, for example, being a big one. Now, this year, Munster's been paired, obviously, as we just said. McLaren, who never had driven a Rally 1 car competitively prior to January's Monte Carlo rally. That's quite interesting. It's led to some unfavourable comparisons for Munster on occasion when he's actually been beaten by Josh McLaren, something that we predicted would happen potentially on a regular basis all the way back at the beginning of the year. But Munster himself is still learning. But the thing is, though, has he got better? I don't think he has. More importantly, Munster feels that Puma Rally 1 is not quite as a competitive package in 24 as it was in 25, as it was in 24. Now, the issue is we're comparing it with a driver that is not the class of, for example, an Adrian Formeau. So how do we really know? Is it just the case of they can't set the car up, albeit they do have experienced people at M Sport, but without anything like the same budget as the manufacturer rivals, obviously Hyundai, that's Honda and Hyundai. Hyundai and Toyota. M Sport cannot keep developing its car at the same rate. Yeah, thank you, Ford. It is understood that finding the same balance with the car since the hybrid unit was removed has proven a particular challenge. Okay, that's good. They've come up with a reason, potentially, why. Unless you ask Martin Sess, who ended up beating all the M Sports without the hybrid unit. Albeit, yes, he had the weight penalty was still there, which makes it even more amazing, if you remember. Now, ask if he's where he wants to be in terms of his own pace, wants to open up to Dirtfish. And he said himself, it's difficult to judge because last year, clearly, I think we had a very competitive package with the others. I did some rookie mistakes, like going into a ditch and being stuck, but then, step by step, I managed to get closer and do encouraging times, even on rallies like Poland and so on, where I did a second fastest time. He said, and this year we struggled much more. I had a good rally in Monty because the conditions are so difficult. You have a lot of tyre choice and so on, but then it's been really tricky. He said, I've been fighting with my teammates, and it's difficult to get closer to the rest. I kind of get that. It is difficult. Rally is. This is the top echelons of rally. And he said, even when we had a good row position, so it's difficult to judge really where we are. Not particularly good, I imagine the judgment is. But he carried on saying, but for sure, I feel much more at ease with the car and confident with my skills. Again, I think here on this rally on Saturday afternoon and on Sunday here on the last two stages, and he's talking about the Central European rally, I had the proper go and decent times close to the others. So yeah, I feel good. Yeah. The issue I've got is, bear in mind he's got that extra year of experience. I don't think it's good enough. Do you agree with me? Am I being too harsh? I will probably accept that. But if you made it to the end, please give us a subscribe. That'll make us very happy. And yeah, stay tuned. I mean, this is potentially the most exciting end to a rally season that we've had in years. But until then, stay safe and watch out for the next video.